Mark Halford, founder of the Florida State Coalition on Learning Disabilities. We met recently, and we looked at the results over the last 10 years for kids with learning disabilities. Some people use, so first the number was 89% of the kids were not proficient on the 10th grade reading handicap. One person called it abysmal, another unacceptable, another unconscionable. I've seen the numbers on the state, on the rankings by Education Week. We're ranked high on standards, we're ranked high on accountability, we're ranked high on giving every district equally poor funding. Where we're ranked low is reading comprehension, funding, and college readiness. You've been dealt a tough hand. The reading, writing, and math ability of kids in the state is nowhere near or trivial. This school may have great results. The learning disability community and other people would like to see the conversation. I've sat in 5 days meetings you've attended. I've seen privatization talked about ad nauseam. I've seen high standards, high accountability, and how to deal with this test they have dealt with. I've seen 0 time spent on how do we improve student performance and where to get the money to fund it. The disability committee is the coalition wanting to agree to it, and we look forward to that. But we want the conversation to shift to how do we significantly improve performance, where do we get the funding, and one comment I want to follow up on. If we don't have time for science, technology, engineering, and math in our schools, we're not developing kids for the 21st century. They should be taught in every grade, in every way imaginable, because that's the future of our country. And the learning disabilities community are average and above average kids in intelligence who are being failed by the state because we're not funding RTI, we're not funding the IEP process, it's a mess, and there's very little time. And now kids are going to IEP meetings being told we don't have the money to do what's happening. We really look forward to discussion of how we fundamentally change the lives of kids with learning disabilities.
Look forward to conversation. Also, acknowledge the fact that we put together the task force. We had parents and advocates who were students who represent students with disabilities. The vast majority of the ones identified weren't on there. And I said,
we weren't represented. We understand that, but we need to have significant time for the staff here to actually address those issues, because 89% failure means these kids won't get those degrees, won't be college or career.
well, it's not meant to read, to write, but
I'm talking about reading comprehension and math. And I will let you go because I know.
No, that's okay. I don't want to contradict, but I do want to say that there's a policy in place where students can waiver that requirement for their diploma, even though they have not passed the reading or passed the math.
And I understand the waiver process, but that's not that's a road to remediation in college. We should be talking about how to get kids performing in reading, writing, and math. And I appreciate it.
Superintendent Mary Ellen Elia in Hillsborough, when she's a part of the NEAT comparison for urban school districts under TULIP, she got the highest results for students with disabilities. And so she's one place that we've taken a look. Other counties have done the same thing. So I'm trying to identify some of the best practices. I'm sure you're
and we'll work with you.
Okay. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Susie Gerbinek. I'm a mom here in Palm Beach County, and I've sat with my daughter waiting agonizing days and weeks for her FTEC scores and her ERC scores to come in. I'm a teacher here at Boca Raton Community High School, and I sit daily with my students waiting for their ERC scores to come in. Their FCAT the FCAT retake here at Boca High School was given on April 12th, my birthday. It was my first birthday ever working, but I came to school for my students. I want you all to know that the FCAT scores only came in to our school on May 19th. My students waited 5 weeks to find out whether or not they had passed their retake FCAT. I am an intensive algebra teacher, an ELL algebra teacher. The students took the EOC on May 15th. Now, if it takes Tallahassee or the testing company or the great computer in the sky as long to grade the EOC as it took to grade the FCAT, our algebra students and geometry and biology students won't know if they passed the EOC until July 22nd. That puts our students in a very uncomfortable position and our families, in very uncomfortable position waiting all these weeks. And I can't imagine the pressure it puts on our administrators, because they would then have to either change the schedule of students who have to retake an algebra sort of class, which we don't even really know what that's going to be. So now that you all know the background of the point, the question I'm asking is, why does it take so long to get these scores back? And by the way, how much are we paying this company to get these scores back? And if I took 5 weeks to get my report to Dr. McKee, do you think I would be standing here speaking with you tonight?
EOC will go public next Friday. 5 weeks for testing of 200,000 students in different grades. It's actually faster than we've done before, so we are moving in the right direction. The EOC, Friday is the next day for algebra, so that process is moving forward. Surely we know it would take you 5 weeks with fewer students to get that done, but I get the point about 5 weeks. It's faster than before. Here's one thing to consider. Pearson, we're working with, it costs us approximately $25 per test. We've got another number, about 12 or 3, in terms of working with students. We spend $59 million, that's our contract with Pearson. We get the 5 top contracts in Florida Department of Education, that's one of them. We get them to you as fast as we can, but when I arrived, there were 12 kids who didn't know if they could graduate or not. I said it took too long to get a call and they were able to walk. So I agree with you, we can streamline the process. But remember, it is a process. 5 weeks in the big picture may seem a lot to me and you, but there were points where it took longer than that. I like to see it moving out.